Hello, everybody. This is Late Night Baltimore doing a very rare live stream, and we are throwing out some random thoughts. Even though I have them written on, even though I'm written on cards, they're still random. Now let me take a little hooch. Mmm, smooth. Okay, Fez is nearby, and he'll chime in as needed. All right, let's start. I know there's. Oh, I got some wonderful things in here.
You have bits?
I got wonderful bits. Okay. First of all, I was watching. We were watching. Fez was watching. Fez was showing me Hard Knocks, and they had Christmas celebration. They had Christmas decorations in the train
Meeting room.
in the meeting rooms. Yeah, that's right. And that's a little weird. That's all right. They probably need it. I had something.
But they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's true. It was HBO did it, trying to drum up the story.
Because HBO came in, yeah.
That's right. And also, I think the Dolphins have, the rest of the world hasn't. We all know that Mike McDaniel
Yeah.
is cool.
See, here's the thing about it. I think what the Dolphins do, like most teams, you might have Christmas decorations in a common area, but you won't have it in a meeting room.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was HBO, but they have a beautiful facility, so it's kind of
brand new.
It's well done. I have to say that, and the cinematography is outstanding.
It's huge. It's like it's a college.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's right next to the stadium. All right, random thoughts. Is a random thought. We're mulling over the 5 most boring franchises. It's not teams now, but boring franchises in the NFL in their history. And I threw out Denver as one. Sorry, Denver fans, but Denver is a boring franchise. What do you got, Fez? You had a boring franchise?
I have a team that you believe boring, and then I usually we have the same taste. So Minnesota Vikings.
Yep, I agree. Minnesota is a boring franchise. The same darn thing. That's why they keep talking about 1998, which was getting to be a long time ago.
Yeah, how many playoff games can you lose?
Another boring team, I guess not now, but in history, we say the Detroit Lions.
Yes,
but not now. They're coming back good. They're cool. I guess when they had
they got
Barry
boring
Sanders.
after they got Barry Sanders left, and he wanted to go. I believe he wanted to go to the Dolphins, but he was still under contract, and Detroit wouldn't trade him, so he retired.
The other team, Jacksonville.
Yeah,
not now, but Jacksonville.
Yeah,
in their history
was so bad for the owner. He was going to move the team to London.
And just who could we throw out? Who in the NFC West? One of those teams is dumb, even though we've done 5.
Well, Seattle won.
Seattle, there you go.
After they won their Super Bowl, they're like in another country.
Yeah,
in Canada.
And the Rams. Those two teams. The Rams are boring, but because the Seahawks are right. The Seahawks are in the middle of Alaska or something.
But the Rams quarterback is Matthew Stafford, with, as you pointed out, was interchangeable with Sam Bradford.
Well, Fez misspoke there when he said we have the same takes. That's the point of this program. We have different takes, but we ultimately come up with the best takes.
Oh, I said taste.
Oh, taste. I'm sorry. Okay, here's another thing. Mahomes is dangerously losing his working on being
Brady status.
Tom Brady status because of his outburst. He is gonna. I bet he's on. If he does one more before the season's over, they're gonna get rid of him on those Allstate commercials because I already noticed that I saw an Allstate commercial, Jake from Allstate, and instead of Patrick Mahomes, it had Kelsey and Travis Kelsey and Jimmy Fallon, because of Mahomes' shenanigans last week at the end of the game. He went too far. You can't say that a ref can't call a penalty just because
Yeah, but
it
the
was an
one thing,
offsides penalty, and so the penalty came before the play was done. And then Mahomes tried to throw in the thing about it was an insult to the great Travis Kelsey.
yeah, but then I have to point out with the Dolphin Titans game where the officials called a delay of game on defensive linemen for moving laterally.
Yeah, that was
And
very
it
strange.
was so bad that J.J. Watt chimed in.
Yeah,
It was
there's
like,
some strange calls
never
this
seen
year.
that.
Remember, maybe like not too far back, everybody said that NFL would end because of all those rules about using the helmet as a weapon. But now every player in the league abides by that. It's almost never a problem. The NFL can adjust. What they did was they overcall at the beginning of the season so that by we get now, the calls are consistent. And the players know what to expect. That'd take care of the officiating. You got to overcall if you're going to do things a little differently, or if you're going to do things that bad. Yeah, I never heard of delay of game.
Jalen Waddle out of the Titans game.
Yeah, that's odd. And
a horse collar tackle on your on the best offensive player maybe in the league, well, up in the top.
Yeah, I never
non-quarterback.
I never saw a delay of game either on defense unless it was
a horse collar that could have been a serious knee injury on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that was bad. I never heard of delay of game on defense unless it had something to do with slow substitution, but that wasn't the case. Also, the only teams that should have horse collars are the Colts and the Broncos.
Yeah, and anyway, if you wouldn't get a delayed game if you're in the neutral zone, it'd be encroachment, offside.
Yeah, it was weird. That was odd. You can't say that wasn't odd, but it was odd. Okay, I'm going to run over some quarterbacks. I don't know if they're in the Hall of Fame, but there's going to be a bevy of quarterbacks up for Hall of Fame. And Fez, you say what you think, and I'll say what I think. You think yes for Eli in the Hall of Fame. I say no, because there's only 2 games where you got lucky in both games. What do you say about Rivers, Phillip Rivers?
No.
I agree. What about Roethlisberger?
He'll get in.
Yeah,
I don't like him, but he'll get in.
Yeah, in football, on the football field, he deserves to get in.
On the football field, yes, he'll get in.
Now, Drew Brees, I say yes.
Yes.
Rodgers, yes.
Yes.
This one's questionable. I don't know. We have to think about this one more. Tom Brady. Oh, I'm just being funny.
Well, Tom Brady won't go in that. He'll go in the next year.
Yeah, he'll go in.
Because he stayed another year.
All right, here's another problems with football. Weird. Miami did it this week. Teams that stop running when running works. Doesn't make any sense, but it happens all the time.
It doesn't make any sense when you're you coming in the game. You're the second leading rushing team, the Ravens first, and you run so few times. You ran the ball 31 times.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And you're second in the league and you're number 1 in passing, of course, because you got Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle went out at the same time, but it wasn't like your running game wasn't working. Raheem Mostert had almost 100 yards, and Devon A. had 7 yards of carry.
Yeah, I don't understand and also they have all these replacement offensive linemen. I mean, they're doing pretty good for all the injuries, but it's a lot easier to run block. So when you have these guys that don't do it, it'd be cool if you probably running would probably be the smart thing, and also Tua has great ball handling skills for fakes and the run pass option stuff.
But here's another thing: the reason when if Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are out, the offensive line has to be better because they got to give Tua more time because because a lot of times when he goes to the first read, it's not going to be open. It didn't seem like he had any time to go to the second read.
Yeah, I know. So that really throws, which is another thing. Teams that waste timeouts in the second half, you should have a go-to play so you don't call that timeout, because a timeout is so valuable. The team with the most timeouts, the right amount of timeouts, usually wins. And also, when you're a team on offense and you're protecting a lead, or if you're trying to get the lead, you must assume that the other team will score on the following when they get the ball, because it almost always happens.
And then Vic Fangio calling a great game, and Miami's defense played great. The system they were playing suddenly in the last two drives goes into a deep prevent, like they're worried about a Hail Mary pass.
I know, yeah.
And they allow them to put big chunks of yards.
And they didn't manage the time when they did have the ball. They ran on a third down instead of, they were 3 minutes, more than 2 minutes out. So Tennessee, if you don't rush, Miami was rushing Tennessee effectively the whole game, because that quarterback did not seem to understand when Miami defenders were near him. But the thing was, Miami stopped rushing in those two drives that you're mentioning. And that's what happens to anybody with time.
Yeah, another thing is, if you don't have Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle on the field, but you still throw more than you ran, doesn't make any sense.
That's weird.
Especially all the gaps of yards in the fourth quarter, and on the second half that Raheem Mostert was he was almost taking a first down every play.
Yeah. So run. Why would you stop? If you're going to stop running when it's working, play action one here and there. That's it.
But it's not like you're the 32nd team in rush. You're second in the NFL rushing.
Yeah. Well, Miami did lose, and that's bad for Miami. But Miami's 9-4, and that's pretty good considering all the injuries they have and how banged up their offensive line is. And for all the so-called experts were calling Tua such a hothouse flower. Well, he's held up pretty good this year behind a really second, third string offensive line.
Really, Tua impressed me. One thing is that he's bigger, and he takes that judo seemed to help, because he one thing where he usually go down on his head, he's bent around to make sure he didn't go down on his head.
And, he's become a lot more prudent in his decisions to either.
And he's stronger. He knows how to
fall and give up the running when he's running, to give himself up.
Yeah.
In those kind of situations. Here's a random thought. Miami has some very odd but creative end zone celebrations. Probably the best that laid out scripted touchdown celebrations in the league, but that's mostly because they probably have scored the most touchdowns. But Don Shula one day was part of the committee that banned post touchdown celebration, so that's kind of ironic. Well, it looks like, what do we say about the Ravens? They look pretty good. Defense didn't look great.
Yeah, but the defense will settle things out because they did make plays at opportune times.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and here's another random thought. Tez was right. He pointed out before taping, they were talking about overrated coaches, and the most overrated coach of all time, maybe Bill Parcells. That's probably a good choice.
Yeah, Bill Parcells, who set the Dolphin organization when he was in as part of general management, when he picked a left tackle instead of a quarterback with the first pick in the draft. He had no quarterback.
Yeah, he kind of burnt down 4 franchises. Now, here's another thing. Bill Belichick, if the rumors are true, and this is his last couple of weeks with New England, that New England game against Kansas City, the 8.5 looks starting to look much better because I think it'll be a big crowd of people coming to the game, and Kansas City is going to be conservative because they don't want to get into a crazy ending like they did last week.
Yeah, New England has a top defense when they're healthy.
Yeah, that's right. So I would take the 8.5 on that game. I think that game is the best bet, but the Chiefs will probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs will win, but I think they're going to play it low.
I think the Chiefs will win, but I think it would be by 3 or 4 probably.
And also, so we did the points very early in the week. So we wanted to take a review. Miami was favored against the Jets by 13.5. Now it's, I think, 9.
No, it's 8.5.
Oh, it's 8.5. At 8.5, I would take the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Although at 13.5, it was a good bet at the time.
Dolphins would be motivated like it's a playoff game, and the Jets had an anomaly where they scored 30 points, but the other team was about C.J. Stroud, so.
And another game to revisit, maybe it's going to be a great game, is the Ravens at Jaguars. We said Ravens.
I still say Ravens.
Ravens were favored at the time by 3.5. That's good. The Jaguars are good, but I think the Ravens are catching fire at the right time. Another team that might be also is Buffalo, but you never know. Buffalo plays Dallas, and that's going to be close. Where's that game played?
That's being played in Buffalo.
That's being played in Buffalo. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know.
Well, all depends what the weather conditions are.
Also, if Bill Belichick goes to another team, he's saying that the team he should go to is Dallas. Because if Dallas doesn't win the Super Bowl, McCarthy, or get to the Super Bowl, McCarthy has to be sent packing. He's a really good coach, but that team has so much talent that they have a very small window that they got to do something. So Belichick would maybe consider going there with if he has a couple years left to maybe coach. And the stereotype of the bad owner, Jerry Jones, is not being loyal to his head coaches, but the truth is Jerry Jones is actually quite, maybe to a fault, loyal to his head coaches over the years, like Jason Garrett.
Yeah, the only thing is the personalities will clash because they both want to be dominant personality. So Bill Belichick doesn't like long media, presentations.
Bill Belichick has no personality, but he has more personality than Tom Brady. Oh, I'm just joking with you, Tom Brady fans.
He's very animated as far as to his team, but he doesn't like the press conference.
Yeah, he's not a big. He's all about getting the job done.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dallas
He's
would be a
also
good place
all
to end his season.
Which is true.
I mean, to end his career in Dallas.
He's also one of those. Why he's such a great coach is you got. He forgets the last game, starts preparing already for the next week.
Yeah, that's true. He could. I mean, Mac Jones was supposed to be good. That's what killed him. Mac Jones is no good, and it's too long. It's going to take too long.
Yeah, you got.
He has 2 years.
He's got to go to a place where they don't have to do a rebuild.
And the Chargers are no
They're going to
good.
wait around for it.
It's either down. Yeah, you're right. It's either. Yeah, I would say so. That probably sounds like the best bet. All right. Well, that's our live stream. You have anything to add, Fez?
Well, I can't see that the Chargers aren't to be looking for a new head coach next year.
Oh yeah, it was what?
This game was 49-7 in the third quarter with about 5 minutes left, but it was 42-0 halftime. The Raiders.
Well, I don't think it's. I mean, maybe it's in bad taste. I mean, it's not in bad taste, but all that arguments over that mostly was coming from the Dolphins media about not getting Justin Herbert, which maybe Justin Herbert just isn't a terrible team and a terrible coach, but so far it looks like Tua is the best choice. All right. Well, it's a nice night in Baltimore weather-wise. Everybody stay safe. We'll come back, and when we come back next, we will try to go over the Ravens game because that's going to be interesting. That's going to go a long way in deciding who's got the number 1 seed. All right. We'll see you all, folks. Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace out.